Okay, let's dive into one of the most confusing mysteries in the dating world. We're going to unpack a really interesting theory from our source material that claims to have the answer for why a connection that feels so promising can suddenly go ice cold. It's this concept called the hero instinct. I mean, does this sound familiar? You meet someone, the chemistry is off the charts, they're pursuing you like you're the only person in the world, and then just when you start to think, wow, this could really be something, they slam on the brakes. They just pull away. What is going on there? So, our source material paints this picture with a story about a couple they call Maggie and Rick. On their first date, he's basically perfect, totally dialed in, hanging on her every word. But just a few dates later, he's distant. His kisses are quick, almost dismissive. He's barely even making eye contact. And that whiplash, right there, that jarring shift from hot to cold, that's exactly what we're getting to the bottom of today. So, what causes this switch to just flip? Well, according to the theory we're looking at, it's probably not about something you said or did. It all comes down to a hidden signal, something completely unspoken. Think about it. When you first meet someone, you get that instant gut feeling, right? That's not based on what they're saying, it's their vibe, their body language, all those nonverbal cues. Well, this theory suggests that romantic attraction works the exact same way. It's driven by these powerful, unspoken signals we're all broadcasting constantly. To really make this idea stick, the theory gives us this great analogy. Picture yourself as a radio tower, okay? You're always broadcasting a message. And according to this idea, men have these emotional antennas that are specifically tuned to pick up one very particular channel. And what's on that all-important channel? It's not about how beautiful you are, or how successful, or how funny. The one signal he's subconsciously listening for is all about where he stands with you, how he measures up in your eyes. Does she actually respect me? Does she admire me? Or am I just another guy in her phone? You know, this whole idea of ranking and admiration, it leads us right to our next point, which is the possibility that men and women might be speaking two completely different emotional languages when it comes to love. And this quote from the source material really just hits the nail on the head. It suggests that for a man, respect isn't just some nice bonus feature in a relationship, it's the actual foundation that makes real romantic love even possible. So, this is where things really get lost in translation. A woman might show her love by making her partner feel special and cared for, but if that core respect isn't there, he might just feel like she's mothering him. Or she might show off how independent and capable she is, which is amazing, but he might hear, I don't actually need you. She gives him everything, and suddenly he feels like there's nothing for him to work for, nothing for him to earn. The bottom line of this theory is pretty blunt. A man just can't stay in that in-love state if he doesn't feel admired by his partner. If he senses that admiration is missing, it can totally deflate his passion and pretty much turn off his romantic drive completely. Okay, so all of these clues, the hot and cold behavior, the different love languages, the need for admiration, they all lead to this one big idea. So let's finally break down exactly what our sources mean by the hero instinct. So here it is. The hero instinct is defined as this deep, subconscious, biological drive in men. It's this impulse that pulls them toward people and situations that make them feel essential. And look, this isn't about being some literal superhero in a cape. It's about feeling needed, feeling respected, and feeling valued for his ability to provide and protect. Think of this instinct as a cocktail of these really fundamental human drives. You've got the drive to provide, the instinct to protect, the deep desire for respect, that urge to fix things and solve problems, and the one that ties it all together, the profound need to feel like you are absolutely essential to someone's life. And the sources argue this isn't just one of his wants, it's the number one thing he is secretly craving in a relationship. But here's the kicker, he feels like he can't ask for it. Because in his mind, admiration and respect, they have to be earned, right? You can't just ask someone to give you a medal. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why, but what about the how? If this instinct is supposedly so powerful, the sources then offer some pretty practical ways to activate it, or as they say, trigger it. So, the material boils it down to these three main steps. First, ask for his help. Give him a problem to solve, even a small one. Second, genuinely enjoy his company and appreciate him for who he is. And third, instead of just handing over your admiration, create little opportunities for him to actually earn it. And we're not talking about faking a crisis here. The examples are super simple, everyday things. Ask his opinion on which computer to buy. Ask him to listen to that weird rattling sound in your car. Or, hey, even just ask him to grab something for you off a high shelf. It's just about creating a small moment for him to step up and be of service. Now, this is a really important point. The goal here isn't to pretend you're helpless or to be needy. Not at all. It's about being so secure and capable in your own life that you can confidently create a space for him to contribute, to feel valued, and to be your partner. All right, for our last section, let's zoom out a bit. In our modern world, with all the shifting gender roles and expectations, why is a concept like this even part of the conversation? Why does it matter right now? Well, it brings up this very modern paradox. Women today are more independent and self-sufficient than at any point in history. You don't need a hero to come rescue you. And yet, the argument here is that this ancient biological programming in men, that deep-seated drive to provide and protect, well, it hasn't just evaporated into thin air. And this isn't just some vague idea either. The sources point to actual research, like one study they mention called Harry's Masculinity Report, which found this really strong link between a man's happiness and feeling needed and valued. But on the flip side, other studies noted here found that male self-esteem can actually take a hit when their partner succeeds and they feel like they're feeling or not contributing in a meaningful way. So when you boil it all down, the real takeaway here is about partnership. The message isn't to go play a damsel in distress. It's about understanding this particular emotional language so you can create genuine opportunities for him to feel like a deeply valued contributor to your life and to your relationship. Which leaves us with one last and, I think, really crucial question. In a world that is striving for true equality, how does an idea like the hero instinct even fit in? How can we adapt it for modern balanced partnerships? What does being a hero or needing one even mean today? That's definitely something worth thinking about.